welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Suzanne and I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls. On my channel, I like to post anything that is related to lifestyle and motherhood, or just things that can help you get through your day if you're like me and a busy mom and you have lots to do. I also post cleaning videos and DIYs and homemaking, so if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you join my YouTube family. Today's video is going to be all about our vacation prep that we do specifically for the car. So I will first show you what I do to clean out the car. Luckily it wasn't too bad. I try to keep it as tidy as I can just to avoid massive messes. So it really wasn't that bad to clean, but it was in need of a good vacuum and needing of decluttering, and that way I could make sure that when we go for a road trip, everything is nice and clean and there's only things in there that absolutely have to be in there, so I'm not taking up space with things that don't need to be in there. So first we're going to clean out the car, then we're going to give it a good wash and vacuum, and then after that I will show you the things that I like to have in my car for road trips specifically, and just have in my car in general, so that way if you're looking for some ideas of how to keep your car well stocked, you will know what to put. I also will have some road trip tips for you, especially if traveling with toddlers or teens. We have a 4-year-old, an almost 2-year-old, and then my 18-year-old and her boyfriend who is the same age. So I have a few tips for you as well if you will find yourself in a position with any kids in those age ranges and you're looking for some road trip tips to get you through your next long drive.
reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be. Like it's been forever, laughing all day. We spin around, your hand reaches mine. Feels like I can do anything, just give me a mountain to climb. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows.
Okay, so really quick, I do have the car on because it is so hot outside. I'm just gonna take you through how I organize the car for a car trip before I go into all the things that I bring. So I cleaned this part out. We usually just throw spare change in here, as you can see, and then I got a little smelly thing when we went to the car wash the other day. I try to keep these as clean as possible, but yeah, nothing fancy really goes in here. I do recommend getting some of those little USB plugs if you have any outlets like this that you could put them in. We always travel with at least a few of those so that everybody can charge their things during the trip, because you don't want to run out of battery or charge on any of your devices. I cleaned out the center console pretty well the other day, so I do have this one, which I'll probably put in the front here. It also has a charger here with a cord, so I leave that in there all the time. I have this box of face masks, which I just leave in here for now, just in case. I'll probably take those out eventually, but you never know, right? I have some lens cleaner for sunglasses. I have 2 pairs of sunglasses always in the console, just in case I forget some in my purse. I also keep wet ones in here, and then I just got another thing of disinfecting wipes to put in here too, because I like to have quite a bit of those. And then another thing that I like to keep in my console is baby wipes. I've talked about these before. It's just nice to have baby wipes because you never want to run out of these, especially if you have kids. And then if you need to make a pit stop at a gas station, or if somebody spills something, there's just so many reasons why having baby wipes is so good. So I like to keep these just in the console too, wherever I can find room. And then that's kind of what that looks like. Now, something else that I do have in here, let me see if I can find it. Something else that I like to keep in here are some pens. I always try to keep pens if I need one. And then I have a pair of scissors that my dad gives me to put in here. I have a lighter, and then I also have a pack of matches as well. You never know. And then, let me find the hook. All right, so I ordered a 4-pack of these hooks on Amazon, and they're really neat. I'll show you in just a second what they look like on the back seats, but they pretty much just hang over the headrest of the seat like that, and then you can hang bags from it, purses. So I'm gonna use these to hang the girls' iPads from. We have their tablets we're bringing, and that's what I'm gonna hang from these. Lucy can hold hers, but Eleanor's kind of small, so she still doesn't hold hers the right way yet. So we're gonna hang those from these for the trip, but these are really handy. I'll link them down below because you can hang grocery bags on these, your purse, like I said. So I have one of these in here too. And that's pretty much all I keep in here. So I try to keep it as organized as I can. I'm not really worried about it if we're not going on a trip. I don't go in here too much. But for a trip, I do like to have it kind of organized. So that is that. Feels so nice to have a clean car for our trip. The next couple of things I'm going to go into are for the back seat, so I'll make my way back there. So for each girl for car trip stuff, I packed their own little bag. I'll go into more detail about what's in it in the end of the video, but this is what Lucy's looks like, and then this is what Eleanor's looks like. So it's just, like I said, I'll show you what I have in here in just a minute, but these are the ones that I bring in the car, and then I just tuck these in their seats. Something else that I really like to have handy, especially for road trips, but really just anytime, is a bag full of bags. I just have these reusable zipper bags. Probably would have seen these a few times by now if you've watched my other packing videos. These are so nice. I love that they're sturdy and durable, but they're also clear, so you can see exactly what's in them, and they're just zippered pouches. So I've already linked these in my other videos, but I'll go ahead and link these again if you're interested. But I just have this one full of plastic bags, just grocery bags that we save, and they come in so handy because you can put garbage in them if you need to, or you can use them as a wet bag if there's been something spilled and you have like wet paper towels and stuff. It's so nice to have these, and you can just grab one really easily and fill it up with whatever you need. When we're not on a road trip, I keep this tucked in the seat pockets because I don't really use those pockets for anything else. But while we're on our road trip, I'll probably just put this in the center console. So for this trip, I think I will just go ahead and tuck this bag in here for now because I have plenty of room and I don't really need anything else in the center console.
Touch those buttons?
Yeah, don't touch any of the buttons.
I can just do that?
Yeah. So this is what the center console looks like. It usually looks like this most of the time. I just, like I said, I don't really put a whole lot in here. So these are things that I just think are really good to have all the time inside of it, but especially when you're on a road trip, it's really helpful. Something new that I'm going to be doing for this road trip, but I don't know why I didn't buy these sooner. So these are collapsible trash cans, and I know a lot of people keep trash cans in their car. We usually just use the plastic bags, but I thought for the sake of the trip, and they're just so easy to carry with you because they're collapsible, these could also fit really easily in the pockets behind the seats or in the glove box in the center console. But they basically just fold out like this, and they have a wipeable liner inside, which is so nice. They also have a hook so you can hang these if you really needed to, or if you wanted to. But this is perfect just for road trip trash, food trash, or wrappers, or towels, or anything like that that you need to throw away and you don't want just hanging out in the car. You can put it in here and then take it and empty it at your earliest convenience, which is so helpful. I love that they are able to be washed. I think they're washable is what it said, so you can throw these in your washing machine. I probably would take the hook off first, but just throw these in your washing machine. So it came as a 2-pack for $10. I thought 2 for $10 was a really good deal for these, and they're so handy and nice to have just really anytime, but especially when you're going on a car trip. So I'm going to keep one up here for my husband and I and the little kids, and then give one in the back to Hannah and her boyfriend so that they can put their trash in it too, and then we'll just empty them out whenever we think about it. But when they're not in use, then they can just be folded up like this and tucked into the seats, and they're out of the way. I've never used these on a car trip before, so I can't attest to how handy they will be, but I have a feeling that it will be pretty nice to have. So this is the back seat. This is the hook I was telling you about. So this is probably where we'll hang Lucy's tablet if we need to. That way she can watch it and not have to hold it the whole time. And then I will put Lucy's bag of car trip things into her pocket in front of her. That way, if I really need to get to anything, I can, and it'll be really easy to get to. The same with Eleanor's. Hers will go on the other side where her stuff is, so I can reach it easily. I don't have to dig around for things. I can just have it ready to go in the seat pocket, or if Lucy wants something else to play with, then she can grab it and be able to play with her stuff. So like I said, I'll show you what I put in these in just a minute so you can get an idea of some of the things that I packed to get us through the car ride. This is just what the car looks like now. It's a Tahoe, and we have a 3rd row, which is super nice. So I've just got the seats set up like this, and then I have the whole floor. So I'm probably going to put Eleanor's suitcase under hers. They just have little backpacks, which I'll show you in my packing video, and then I'll put Lucy's under hers, and I'll probably put my husband and I's right in the middle here or on the seat.
Dad.
Yeah. And then the kids will have their stuff probably with them in the back. All right, I've moved to the very back. So this is not gonna look like this, unfortunately. It would be nice to have this much space. But we're gonna have these seats down because the kids are gonna be in the third row. My 18-year-old and her boyfriend are gonna be in the third row. So those seats will be down. So really by the time that happens, you only have like this much space. And it is gonna be packed pretty tight. We're gonna have the pack and play and their suitcases and probably a cooler bag. So I'm not really sure yet how I'm gonna fit all that. Usually we don't always have the third row put up, so I have more space, but this is normally what it looks like. I'll just kind of show you what's back here anyways, because these things will probably still stay back here. This is our car care kit. It's got jumper cables in it and all the necessities that you would need. This is also a necessity. I feel I ordered it on Amazon, but it is a tire patch kit. So that is super nice to have, because this time last year on our trip, we had a flat tire, which stunk. This is a tire inflator that you can use and plug it into the car, and it will inflate your tire if you have a flat tire. And then I have my umbrella stroller that we actually bought on our trip to Destin last year because we did not want to pack the big stroller. And Eleanor was still pretty small. She wasn't even a year old last year for our trip. So that came in really handy, and it was only $7. This is something that I probably will bring, and it does stay in the car all the time. I have shown this before in my diaper bag video, which I'll post down below. But I will go ahead and just show you what's in it. This is a second diaper bag that I just like to keep in the car in case I forgot the first one, or maybe it was out of something I didn't notice. This front pouch, I keep a few extra toys and books too to keep Eleanor busy. These are kind of old. I probably need to go through these. I have like a little fidget popper toy and then a couple indestructible books. And then I have a rattle. And then I also have a little egg shaker, just things that if I'm in a pinch can keep her entertained. So in this bag I keep an on-the-go first aid kit. I just got this from Walmart. It's just the Walmart brand, but it just has the basics, so band-aids, medicine, things you might need. I also keep a thing of boogie wipes in here too. I also keep a pretty full bag of wipes in here. These are just the Pampers Pure wipes, I think, so those stay in here. I have a changing pad in here that I got when Lucy was a baby, so I still have it just in case I need it if we have to change the kids somewhere and there's nowhere to lay them. I have a to-go pack of Lysol wipes, which is always nice to keep. I have a wet bag. This is one that Lucy had in her diaper bag when she was a baby. It's just a Finding Nemo one, so if I have to change a diaper or something on the road, or if somebody has an accident, I can put the wet clothes in here and it won't get all over the place. I also keep a spare bib in here because I've gone to places and forgotten to put a clean bib in my diaper bag, my normal diaper bag, and I've been upset. So I always have a spare in here in case I might need it if we go to a restaurant. In this pouch, I just have some extra diapers and wipes, and I also think I have a thing of Desitin cream. It's probably buried, but I just try to keep some diaper rash cream in here too, just in case. So this is packed full, just in case I have run out in my normal diaper bag. And then in this bag, I keep a change of clothes for each girl. I am going to put one extra set of clothes in here just because we're going on the car trip, and if anyone has an accident, I want to make sure I have an extra backup change of clothes. So it has one outfit for each girl, and I'll go ahead and put one more in it so I don't forget about that. And then I also just keep a comb in here just to have probably don't really need it, but it is nice to have. And then I also have another reusable bag full of plastic bags just in case. So that is what that bag looks like. I'll go ahead and pack it back up in a second and pack some extra change of clothes in here just to have, and then that will be good to go for our trip. It is one extra thing to take with us, and it might not be 100% necessary, but I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Once we have everything packed in the car, when it is time for our trip, I'll show you how that all came together. Just to give you an idea of what this usually looks like, all of this stuff probably will still be in the car when we leave for our trip. Just it'll be much more compact. So I will have to plan that all out. thought I would sit down and just give you a few of my car trip tips, because we have taken a few trips with the girls. The longest trip was to the Keys, and that was, I think, about an 8-hour. Eleanor's in the other room watching her iPad for a minute. So I'm just gonna run through these really quickly, but we did go on an 8-hour drive with the girls down to the Keys, or with Lucy. And then we went to Destin last year with Eleanor and Lucy, and just have taken a lot of car trips in general. So I have just a few tips that I can give you in case you might be looking for some to help you on an upcoming trip soon. Make sure you get in all that car maintenance that you might have to have done. For us, we had a nail in our tire and we put a patch kit on it, but we really wanted to make sure that we had that tire taken care of, because it actually was a problem for our trip last year. It happened right before we left on the trip, and we were unable to do anything about it in time, so we had to deal with constantly patching a tire while we were on vacation, and that was miserable. Get your oil changes done, replace any tires or anything that might need replacing ahead of time, so you're not stuck on the road, which would be really bad, or even in your destination and having to deal with something like that. You don't want any inconveniences from your car. You want to just be there and have a good time. You want to get in your car and go. And I can say from experience that having to deal with that tire last year was frustrating, because we couldn't go anywhere without having to air up the tire again, put on a new patch kit, and it just got to be a really big hassle, even for the couple days that we were there. So we went a couple days ago, took care of that, and we had our oil changed recently too. So any of those things that you know you have to do, I would make sure that you have them all set ahead of time, so that is just one less thing that you have to stress about on your trip. One of the biggest things, obviously, is to have things for the kids to do, especially if you have young kids. Older kids are usually fine. Our 18-year-old is going to have her phone and she'll be totally fine, I'm sure, so I'm not really worried about her. I'm sure that her and her boyfriend will probably fall asleep for a good portion of the trip, but you do want to bring things for your youngest kids to do. So I have mentioned before, but I have a 4-year-old and I also have a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old. In a few months she'll be 2. So I have packed them separate bags like I showed you when I was showing you my car. This bag is for Lucy, and again, I just have these reusable zippered bags, and they're so nice because they're clear, so I can see exactly what's inside of it when I go to grab one for the girls. This is just an idea of some things you could put in your bag. I did bring a small pack of Uno cards. This isn't so much for Lucy to play with. She'll probably just want to hold them and look at them, but if the kids do get into a game, I have these. They were just free from Arby's, so which is like a fast food restaurant. So I have those. I bought a few different fidget things. So I got these little, like, what do you call them, tubes, I guess, that make noise. I also ordered these and I haven't opened them yet. I'm gonna wait and give these to the girls brand new once they get into the car. I can go ahead and open them now just to show you guys. I saw these online and they were pretty inexpensive, and it's just little, like, they connect, I guess. You can, you know, they've had these, I had these when I was a kid, but you can connect them one into the other. So I'm probably just gonna connect a few together and put one in each girl's bag. I had just thrown them in Lucy's bag for now. They're really for each girl to play with. And it came as like an 8-pack, I wanna say. So these are all the ones that it came with. And again, you can just connect them together, or you can play with them by themselves, but it's just another little fidget toy. Anything to keep their hands and their mind occupied is always helpful on a car trip. So I will be bringing those and giving probably half and half to each girl. Something else in Lucy's bag are just these little Imagine ink colored numbered coloring books or whatever. They come with the marker, and it only draws onto the paper and not onto you, supposedly. No, it does. I've used these before, and it is really cool. So it doesn't get marker all over the place, just onto the paper. So I have these brand new to give as well. Anything that you can hold off and give as like a new thing when you're getting ready to go on your car trip is going to help you out a lot, because not only is it something to do, but it's something they've never played with before. So I will post my shopping essentials video down below, but if you watch that, you might have seen me grab these at the Target dollar spot, and they are $3 each, but you can get these anywhere, Walmart or online. So I just grabbed these there because I was there. So I got 2 of them. I got numbers and then colors and shapes. So this will be fun for Lucy to play with. I also got, this is a stretchy caterpillar, and it's just a little stretch toy. So I'll open this up too and put this in Lucy's bag open, but it's just another like fidget thing for her to hold on to and do. And then I have just these 2 little play packs. They always have these available in the Target dollar spot, and they're usually right around $1 or at $1. And they're just stickers, and it comes with crayons, and they have different ones. They've got like superheroes or princesses or whatever. I think I've seen a whole bunch of different kinds there. That is everything that's in Lucy's bag. I will have this ready to go pretty much just in her seat, so that way she'll have it to play with and when she's ready for it. A huge tip I have before you actually give them anything is see how long they'll actually ride in the car before you have to give them something, because you might be surprised and they might be looking out the window or engaging in conversation or whatever. When I had Lucy, I felt like I just always had to be entertaining her or give her something to entertain herself, like every minute of the day. And now with 2 kids, and as they've both gotten older, I just kind of realize that it's okay for them to just sit sometimes and use their imagination and look out the window or think of something to do, that it's not just constantly provided for them or shoved in front of their face. Let them sit for as long as possible, because you don't want to run through your whole little to-do bag and then just have nothing to do the rest of the trip, and then they are fussy and antsy and you still have, you know, hours to go or whatever. So definitely wait as long as you can before you do give them these bags. But when it's time, at least you have them. Here's Eleanor's bag, and again, it's super easy to see that it's hers because these are see-through. A lot of these toys I've already had, and I just put them in here for her. So I put one of these little indestructible books. This one is Beach Baby. I've had this since Lucy was a baby. So that's been around for a while. I also put some of these little poppers in here for Eleanor. There's 3 different ones, and these they can play with too, and Lucy can obviously play with these too, but these are just something to keep Eleanor's little fingers busy while we're riding. Put one of these tubes in Eleanor's bag, and they do connect into each other. Again, it's not the quietest toy, so if you are a person who does not want to hear certain noises while you're in the car, I don't blame you, but you might want to stay away from things like this. And then the last thing that's in here I found in the dollar spot, and they were $3, but these will be great when we come home too, and it's just magnetic letters, like a little magnetic alphabet. I'll just open these and dump these in her bag, or actually I think it comes in a resealable bag, yeah. So that's nice. So I'll just hand these to her, and then that way she can just look at them or hold them. They were a couple dollars. Again, just anything that you can give them that's going to keep their brain busy or their fingers busy so that they're not thinking about being stuck in the car is going to be a win for everybody. I might stick a few more things in here, but I kind of feel like this is probably going to be enough because both girls do have an iPad as well. So this is Lucy's, Eleanor is watching hers. These are always just kind of a safe bet if you're trying to keep them occupied in the car. Again, you probably don't want to just whip these out right away if they don't ask for it. Obviously, Eleanor's under 2, so she's not even gonna really think about it until I put it in front of her. Like Lucy probably will want this after a while, but I'm not just gonna immediately hand it to her. I think I will wait and see how long we can ride in the car without the iPads and without the bags, and then like I said, I'm gonna tuck these things in the pockets of the seat, and then that way when the girls are ready for them or when I feel that they need them, I can go ahead and take them out. And these are so helpful. We've been in the car so many times where these have been a lifesaver. I'm not one of those parents that is like super strict with screen time. Lucy does enjoy watching her iPad, but she also enjoys playing, and she also enjoys being outside, and she also enjoys hanging out with her sister. So I'm not really super concerned that she's like addicted to it, but I will say in the car, these are so helpful to have. Don't forget all the charging accessories that come with it. I would totally charge it up ahead of time. One of these is on our plan and one of these isn't, so the one that's not, I have it set up to our hotspot. We have Wi-Fi hotspots on our phone, so that's another tip I have. If you have that on your phone, go ahead and enable that so that everybody can benefit. If you don't have unlimited data or everybody on your plan, or if you have tablets that aren't on a plan, then go ahead and unlock your hotspot on your phone, or I would download things ahead of time to the tablet, like games or shows, so that way you have those ready to go and you're not stuck without having those on your iPad. That is a big tip as well. So when all the toys fail, or if you need to kill those extra like hours, if you're lucky, then you can have your tablet too. I know that Amazon makes them as well. We just got a really good deal on an iPad with our phone plans. I'm going to bring headphones for Lucy so that she can plug them into her tablet when she is watching it. That way we don't have to hear what's on her tablet the whole trip. And also if Eleanor gets really loud or noisy or cries or gets fussy, then Lucy won't have to sit and listen to it and get fussy in return. So I have a pair of just old Bose headphones. The older kids will bring their own headphones that they have, but I definitely want to make sure I have some at least for Lucy. Eleanor is still a bit too young for headphones, so don't think I'm going to need any for her, but I think Lucy will definitely benefit from having some. And like I said, don't forget your chargers. I talked about in my car that I have the little thing that goes into the cigarette lighter, the USB adapter. So I would get at least 1 or 2 of those, one for the front seat, one for the back seat if you need one. And then I like these extra long chargers. I do need to order one more set of these. We all have iPhones. I got a Samsung set instead, so I'm just gonna order a set for iPhones, and the really long ones are nice because then you can have them plugged into the adapter and you know that they'll reach all the way to the back or all the way to the front if you need them up front too. I recommend having your chargers and any kind of USB, anything that you might need, but also make sure your tablets and phones or whatever are charged ahead of time. That way you know for sure they will be ready to go. Another big thing you want to make sure you have on your road trip is obviously road trip snacks. I'm gonna have 2 bags packed of snacks. I have this bag, which is the bag for like the grown-ups, and I'm sure that Hannah, my 18-year-old, and her boyfriend will probably have their own snacks as well. But in here I just put a bag of Cheez-It crackers. I also have some just honey Teddy Grahams. I've got a bunch of these peanut butter crackers that we just had laying around, so I threw a bunch of these in here. I also put some granola bars in here, or what do you call these? Breakfast bars. So these are just blueberry that I had gotten from Target, so those are in there. And then I ordered some of these Nature Valley biscuits as well with almond butter, and these I think would make a pretty filling snack too. So I threw a couple packs of these in here as well. We are probably gonna make a stop for lunch because we're leaving right around lunchtime or a little bit before lunchtime. So I anticipate making a stop for lunch, but these should also hold us over, and I'm sure we'll stop at a gas station or something and they can grab some bags of chips if they really want something. But these are the things that I threw in like the adult snack bag, if you want to call it that I can sit with and have in my lap or pass back to them if they want anything out of it. This is the kid snack bag and this is the one that I'll have with me for Lucy and Eleanor, and obviously if there's anything in here that the older kids want, well, I don't really know if there's a lot in here. I have like these for Eleanor, the little teething wafers. These are just nice because they take her a minute to eat. I also have these pouches. I don't really want her to have these in the car because they are a little bit messy. She does still tend to squeeze them all over the place, so I really don't want her to have these unless it's like absolutely necessary. But I did pack these in this bag just in case. So I've got those 2 things mostly for Eleanor, and then I have a bunch of these just fruit snacks for Lucy and for the older kids if they want them. They can have some of those. I put quite a few of those in here. They came as a massive box of them. I also just put a ton of Teddy Grahams as well. These are like the cinnamon flavored ones because again, these are just easy snacky for Eleanor and Lucy. Just pop them in their mouth and they don't make a huge mess. Definitely don't want to pack snacks that are going to be crazy messy. I do have like bags of chips and stuff that I'm taking with us for the actual trip to be in the room with us. These are things that I just really wanted to have like easy to eat, quick. If there's trash, we can throw them in those little trash cans I got. And again, we're gonna stop, we're gonna eat lunch, we're gonna probably stop at a little pit stop or something on the way. I think between all those things, we will be covered in the food department. We might have to replenish some of our snacks on the drive home, but that's okay as well. So that is pretty much how I do that. I've got my adult snack bag and the kiddo snack bag so that I know who gets what, and these are just small enough to where I can easily hold them in the seats or whatever I might need to do and grab them easily without having some massive bag that I have to dig around in or hunt for. I can keep these close. I don't have to say, oh, we gotta pull over the car so I can get to the snack bag. You don't want to have to do that. You want your snacks to be reachable, grabbable. You want all those things so that you can get to where you're going with as minimal time to stop as possible, unless you want to stop. And then by all means, do whatever works for you, because there are things that work for some people. We personally just like to go, so having to stop and constantly get stuff out that we need is just not good for us. So having things easy to get to is a big plus. Something else I recommend if you have small kids and you're going to be going on a road trip is to go ahead and fill up the Sippy Cups. We have 2 each total, but I'm only going to bring 1 for each girl for the trip. So I'm going to make sure that we have these Sippy Cups. They're the Tommy Tippy. These are really great. I don't usually have a problem with them leaking. If it's all put together correctly, they rarely will have any issues. So I'll fill it up before we leave the house, and then I'm probably going to just get a big bottle of juice or water or flavored water or something to have up front with me, and then I can refill them as we go, or if I need to, I can grab something at a gas station. But recommend making sure they're full, for one, which most people probably do, but then also having something that you can refill them during your road trip, because you don't want to be stuck with nothing to put in their sippy cups and then they're thirsty or whining that they don't have anything to drink. That's never good. So bring the cups full, have something that you can refill them with, at least for a while, and then if you have to stop somewhere, you can always grab something else there too. But I recommend just, again, like a big bottle of flavored water or juice or whatever your kids like to drink, because that will help you to get a little bit further down the road, so you hopefully won't have to make a stop. Something else that's nice to have are just some blankets. If you have any blankets that your kids would like to have to keep cozy in the car, then I would bring some of those. We do have some muslin blankets that the girls used when they were babies, so I will probably bring 1 each just to keep the girls comfortable. It is Florida and it is hot outside, so I don't think we're gonna need anything much more than that, but it is nice to have something just in case they get chilly in the car with the air conditioning cranked. Goodness knows they won't be chilly from the weather outside. I've already shown my diaper bag before. I will have that in the car. I also showed you my car diaper bag. That will stay in the back. There's nothing in there that I would really need during the drive, but I will have my diaper bag probably up front by my feet or in between the girls, and that way if we need to do any diaper changes or I need to grab anything out of there, I will be able to easily reach it. I've shown my diaper bag before, so I can link that video down below again if you really want to see what I keep in there. It's probably going to look the same for our trip because I'll pack all the extra stuff extra, so I won't put any crazy different things in there, but I will keep that actually in the car where I can reach it, just in case I might need anything out of it and I don't want to have to pull the car over. Those are all my helpful tips. Again, remember, it is okay for your kids to be bored. It is okay for them to sit there for a while. They can look out the window or just be occupied by other things. You can play music and have everybody sing, or anything that you might want to do to get yourselves hyped up for your trip, but I would let them sit there as long as possible and wait as long as you can to take out those things that are going to keep them busy, because if you don't have to use those until way later in your road trip, then that just buys you more time. And also, like I said, it's good for them to be bored. It's good for them to use their imagination and think of fun things that they can do while they're sitting in the car. I know sometimes it is not possible, and that is totally fine. That is why we pack all these extra things like snacks and activities. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you were able to get some ideas and inspiration from this video if you are taking a trip soon, or even if you just drive a long time with kids in the car and you're looking for ways to keep them occupied. It can be so challenging. So I hope that this video might have given you some suggestions of things that you can keep on hand to make your next road trip a little bit easier and more enjoyable for everyone. If you have any special road trip essentials that you like to have on hand or that you cannot live without when you go on a long trip, please leave them in the comments below, because I love getting ideas from you guys, and I am always excited to see how other people stock their car, because then I can get some suggestions from that too. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video. I am always glad that you stopped by. It is so nice to have you. I do have a couple more videos about our trip. I will have our packing video coming out soon and a cleaning video as well. I have to clean the whole house, so those will be coming out very soon, so keep an eye out for those. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.